This is day 68. Today is a rainy Saturday outside here in New York, and I've been doing a lot of just playing around on the floor today, trying to create some new movement patterns, see how they feel in my body, and that's basically what I'm going to share with you today with the little things that I did on the mat that feel playful and energetic, and I had fun with it, and I failed at it, and it made me sweat a little bit, and I got inquisitive. So it's something different, trying to teach people how to play with their bodies and move their bodies in different ways, because oftentimes people feel scared or they don't know what to do. If you have small children, or if you have nieces and nephews or grandchildren, it's often really nice to watch them play and see how they navigate the floor, how they crawl, how they squat down really low, how they run through space, or how they get up without holding on to anything from the floor. So those things are super important, and they build strength in your body. They build these neural connections that help you understand how your body reacts to the floor. And of course, we're doing this on the floor. If you were doing this on like a really soft mat, or maybe even a soft carpet right now, you might feel different than doing it on a hard wooden surface. So you can also play around with different surfaces, like I had talked about in my balance episode, if you check that out. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up and then kind of just go straight into it. So yeah, have fun with it. You might see me fail because I usually record these at one stretch, unless I like completely forget what I'm about to say, or feel like I sound extremely stupid with what I just said. I normally just record it straight through, and I'm not gonna edit out my bloopers, so to speak. So you might see me fail. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but that's the whole fun of play, and fun of just being curious and seeing what happens. So we're gonna start on the floor. You're gonna need a block today. If you don't have a block, grab a pillow, something like this, because we're gonna start with it between our legs to squeeze, and then we're going to use it as a prop. And then if you also are not using a block, I would advise grabbing a slipper or a shoe and keeping it just by your mat, because you'll see what we're doing later. And even if you do have a block, if you want to keep a slipper or a shoe nearby, go for it. I'm just going to be using the block, so if you have this prop, I think that's all you'll really need. So you can pause me if you'd like, and then press play when you're ready with all of your props. All right, so come onto your back. The block is going to go between your knees, and you might want to push away any items or be away from furniture, because we're going to rock and roll right now. So putting the block between the knees, we're just going to squeeze that block, and you can adjust it so that it's not like pushing into your belly. So I have it at the lowest height. Both of my thighs are on either side of the block like this. Okay, so it's like the narrowest point. And then I'm going to wrap my hands around my legs. I'm going to lift my head up, and I'm going to keep my chin tucked so that the back of my neck is long. All right, and now we're going to create some momentum, and I'm going to rock to my right side, and then use my abdominals to come back to the center, and then rock to the left. And then rocking back up, and go to the other side. Just rocking back and forth. Trying not to let your head release back unless you're taking a break. But this takes a lot of core strength to try and rock right to left. And if you need to use a little bit of assistance with your hands, please do so. All right. And then go ahead and release your legs down. So if that didn't warm you up, then this one will. All right. So we're going to play around with the block here. So the block is going to be at its lowest height again between your hands over your head. Okay. You're going to roll up. Notice how my arms are right by my ears until I'm kind of upright. And then I'm going to place the block down between my legs, a little above my ankles. And then I'm going to roll back down. And now I'm going to bring my legs up, lift my hips up, let the block come between my arms again, roll my legs back down, and then roll up again. And then roll down. Legs come up to give the block to your hands. Rolling back down. Coming back up. Use your breath. Here we go. One last time here. Good. And now come and sit up. Move the block away. And then go ahead and cross your legs, rolling over onto your hands and knees into a wide-legged squat here. Slowly reach back with your right, reach back with your left, and then place your palms down with your fingers facing away from you. Lift your hips up, and then crawl backwards. All the way back. Go all the way back until your feet reach the end of your mat. And then bring your arms forward again. Keep your feet wider than the mat. Hands come in the middle. You're going to walk your fingers forward and quietly hop forward like a frog. Good. And then we go left arm back, right arm back. Fingers point away, palms down, hips up, and walk it back. All the way back until your feet are at the edges of the mat. And then go ahead and windmill your arms forward again. Feet a little wide, and really soft hop. So if you're not, like you're trying to be super quiet for your downstairs neighbors. So weight in the arms, and then come forward. Both feet off the ground at the same time if you can. Good, and we do that one more time. Right arm back. Left arm back. Get into position, lift your hips up, and walk back. And then go ahead and come forward. Last time here. Feet nice and wide. Prepare. Keep your arms super straight. You should feel this in your lower belly as you lift your legs up. Good. And now slowly, see if you could control it. Sit back, cross your legs, scooch back a little bit so that you're on the mat. And then we're going to work on standing up, trying not to hold on to anything. So, since this is the first time, see how it feels to kind of like prepare your knee joints, your hip joints, your abdominals to do this sort of playful work of getting up off the floor without using your hands. If you need to use like a little push on the ground or hold on to furniture that doesn't move or the wall, please do so. And you can do it multiple times until maybe you keep playing with it and you get better at it. So I'm going to try not to use momentum. My feet are crossed one in front of the other. It doesn't matter because we'll switch. And I'm going to reach forward with my hands, come stand. Now we're going to sit back down. So I'm reaching my butt back and I'm reaching my arms forward to help kind of stabilize my body, and I come down. And in midair, I switch legs. So the opposite leg is now in front, whichever one you did do. And going ahead and shifting my weight, playing around with this. And sit back. And I open my legs and I cross the other way. Doing it again. Maybe the second time, or the third time, sorry, is a little bit easier. Opening, crossing. So use this as a challenge for yourself. Also, if you're doing this, again, on a softer surface, it might be harder. So see how it feels to make your way into the kitchen or on a wooden floor. Now I'm going to try it with my arms crossed, just so that I feel I'm just playing around with my balance. So if you'd like to try that, you can try that. So cross your arms. It's going to be a lot harder. But it's more fun. All right. And then go ahead and just cross your legs. Take a moment. And then make your way onto your hands and knees. So again, these are all things that I kind of was just playing around with as I was just playing around with my body, to be honest. So these are all things that were just kind of made up on a whim, just for fun. So now you're going to have your arms really wide. I'm going to take mine off the mat. And my feet are going to be really close together. This is going to help give you some more stability in your shoulders and your core. So we're going to go from side to side. So the right hand is going to come on top of the left, and I'm going to hold. Now I go to the other side. Left hand on top of the right and hold. And I switch. So play around with this. Obviously, the wider you keep your arms, or the narrower you keep your legs, the harder it'll be. So if this isn't hard enough for you, you can cross your legs one over the other. See how that feels? That's really hard. Oh, and come down. Oh, just take a breather. Good job challenging yourself. Now we go the other way. So arms and hands are really close together. I'm going to overlap my hands like this. So my left hand is going to be on top of my right. So my fingers have a little bit of like a crisscross to them about, but my wrists are going to be down on the floor just because that's going to feel super uncomfortable if I put all my body weight onto my hands. So now I come up, and now my feet are really wide. And now I'm bringing my right foot over to the left, and then my left foot over to my right. And keep going. And then relax and rest. Come down into a child's pose. Get your breath. All right, we're going to do one more playful activity. So, for those of you that have their shoe nearby, you're going to use your shoe, or you're going to use your block. Just to be quite honest, I tried it with both, and the block is a lot harder because it doesn't have a rubbery surface, unless you have one of those cork blocks, which might give you a bit more grip. But the bottom of the shoe is basically going to go on your foot. So it's going to be the sole of the shoe to the sole of the foot. Okay, I'm going to use my block. You're going to have your legs super straight up to the ceiling, and we're going to balance that block as we bend our right knee. And we keep that block nice and stable and roll over onto the right side. So you should feel a nice opening in the hip here. And then slowly roll back. So the goal is not to drop that block. Rolling over, making the bottom of the foot like the top of the table, and your leg is one of the feet of the table. Do it a couple more times. Rolling. Ah! Okay, so see, that's what happens. And then you just come back and do it again. Moving so moving super slow. And maybe even looking at the floor as you roll your torso underneath your leg. All right, let's do one more time on the left side, then we'll switch to the opposite. And then coming back. Good. All right. Now, let's go to the right side. I'm going to turn over because of space restrictions. And I put it on my right foot. And start with both legs straight. And we bend the left leg. You don't have to necessarily look at the block or your leg to know that it's straight, so try and challenge yourself by not looking at it either, to give you that feedback where the leg and block is in space. As it kind of shakes, you'll feel it go a little off balance. we do one more. Nice work. Now go ahead and bring both your feet onto the block, holding it there. So half of my right foot is on like portion of the block and half the left foot is on the portion of the block. And now I'm just gonna bend my knees and grab the sides of the block with my feet. And then go ahead and just give yourself that block. That was just for fun. All right. And then just rock side to side. Whew. So that was definitely like a brain and mental challenge, as well as a physical challenge. But hopefully it gave you a little bit of playfulness and fun in your body. Relax your body down now onto the floor, just letting any tension go. Letting those neural circuits that fire up when you do something new just synthesize what we did in the body. And maybe just after a few minutes of practice of this, you notice that your body is talking to you in certain areas that maybe you've never felt before. Just keep a mental note. Taking one nice deep breath in and letting it out through the mouth. Slowly bend your knees one at a time. Roll over and then come to sit up onto your mat. Sitting up nice and tall. Take your hands to the center of your chest, bowing down towards your body that has all the knowledge that it already has within it. So just know that you have all of that power and all of that knowledge to be able to move, be free, and also really enjoy your movements that your body creates and be thankful for it. So I hope you had fun and got to explore. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope that was fun for you. Have an amazing Saturday. Bye.